Okay, so that's not working properly. Well, let's have to make do. So anyway, this is a live stream for no good reason other than, I think, boredom, perhaps. So here, I'm just going to do a very quick basic live build of this Dune sand harvester from Meng. Not necessarily because I'm a fan of the film per se, because I thought it was okay, but nothing special. But I really like the design of the vehicles, especially the Ornithopter. If I had the money, I'd build the larger one, but instead I just bought the small one because that was only £7. Well, it's just the usual, stuff. Don't need that. Good. Okay, there's all the runners. Oh, the piece already fell off, and this must be the I think they're water slides. They look like they are. I'd say they're water slides, yeah, because they've got a blue backing. Well, it's like this. Well, the laptop decides not to play ball. So I'm just going to do this. I'll just start the build then. So that's the B runner. There's the A runner. Okay. Just A2. Back to the side. Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna say. And we need 6 and 7 from the B runner. If that hasn't already fallen off, this bit's fallen off. 6 and 7, okay. No, I'm not going to do the mean because I'm 46. So do I not care to use it? I don't even know what it means. So if that looks about. I'll put the right, yeah, that's the right bit. So that's okay. And that goes. Ooh, that's a bit. Decent lighting, but I can't quite. There we go. Just trim that excess plastic. There goes. Oh, wait a second. I had to just a little bit. Yeah, see, when the instructions are this basic, you have to really, really use the illustration as a guide, somewhat. Or it's easy to do to properly fit something on, and then you have to go back on yourself. So what next? These. Okay, these 4 side pieces from the B runner. That's B5. That's all 4 of them. So those. Oh, 1 moment for privacy, please. This is all going swimmingly. Have to recheck some. No. Oh well, that's just a bus. I thought I could get in. Doesn't matter now. I just have to. Let's just cut the rest of those bits off. One, two, three. I've lost the fourth. Oh, there it is. So, anyways, let's just put these parts on. I just have to vaguely hope I'm at least doing something in picture. This worked last time. Anyway, let me just refer to the box again. Nice. This is a bit weird. Okay, it goes on these bits. I had to turn it upside down. That was the trick. Oh, I can see that. See, they've got tiny. If you can see this, I think it's my finger. There. You have tiny little sort of pins coming out, and they're supposed to fit into these things. And there are holes to receive them. So, oof, good luck. Wish me luck, rather, because they look really awkward to put in. Oh, no. Wait a second. Okay. Oh, this is very awkward. Why is it always the smallest kits that do this? I don't know. What I don't know what Meng are thinking of putting this little. How is that supposed to go in? I do not know. Oh, there you go. That's one. I'm doing that right, isn't the little pin's supposed to? Oh, they're on either side. Okay. Wow, that is tricky. Super tricky. That was just one. Okay, that's two. That's gone okay. Let me just. Oh, now I can see what I'm doing. Stupid. Anyway, let's put the third bit on. It doesn't have any order which he's supposed to go on. I'm just, because they seem identical on both sides, I'm just putting them on with the pin marks facing inwards. And, this all looks very, can we just manage to back it up a bit, so, because it all looks in focus, on the camera screen. But looking out on YouTube, it looks awful. Maybe because my laptop is awful. Yeah. Give it some. Yeah, it still looks bad on my end. Oh well, you'll have to lump it. Cool, this is an awkward one. Oh. Okay, and that's this one. Yeah. There we go. So that goes back there. And then we put A1 on top. And that's that runner spent. Whee! Let's give a little bit of trimming. You wouldn't think it's a bit over the top, but you'd be surprised how often the little tiny nodule of plastic excess can just stop a piece properly fitting together. Yeah. I mean, my rule of thumb is if I can see it with the naked eye, then it's probably going to cause a problem. And as always, I go with the same golden rule. It's the only rule I've ever followed. New kit, new blade. Blades aren't expensive. But having to buy a new kit because you messed it up is. So it goes all. That's most of it. And now we have to cut out these bits. Oh, this is where the work comes in. The little tank treads. There's 16 of them to make. Wasn't that peachy keen? Ugh. Let's put that to one side. Get me? Nope. Okay, so that's all from the D and the C. Just don't need the B runner for the meantime. Ugh. Sorry, just need a sip of happy water. Well, I think this is what is this? But oh, it's one of the treads that fell out. Okay, so D2, both upside down. So D2 pieces go on top of D1. Okay, so basically a flat underneath with the. Pardon me. And C4 and C3. Okay, these are the 3s and 4s. So. Does it come off better with a knife? Let's see. Not necessarily. Still got a trim. Oh, God. And then C4. See, I was right what I said on Blue Sky. This was going to be tedious. I am correct some of the time. Although not when actually I think it was around this time last Christmas when I said Storm Arena figures were going to cost about $50 to $60. So I'll hold my hand up on that one. I was completely wrong on that one. So yeah, so you know what we're doing. We'll just cut them all out. Is it? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16. Right. I was completely wrong about that one. That being said, I do imagine the bigger characters like a Zangief or any Honda will cost more than normal. I mean, Ken and Ryu, they were like, well, with the currency conversion, they're about 21, 22 pounds each. And then you add in the shipping, but I can tell you, like, Sagat is costing the best part of £30. And although they've not come out, they've not been released yet, Jada Toys is E-Honda. The pre-orders cost me about £35. So already, is it 35? No, nearly £30. I think about 28, 29, 99. So first price hike, but that was, I kind of figured that was going to happen eventually, just with a way of things. Yeah, but the really big characters like T-Hawk or Zangief, he's bulky. They showed his prototype at Comic-Con. He's going to cost a bit. I'll say over £30. Still cheaper than what NEC will give you when, you know, a comparative price for what Mattel are making in Masterverse. But then, certain characters notwithstanding, you can't just buy Masterverse. You know, the problem with Storm stuff is the same problem it's always been. You either pre-order it now and not get it and take a gamble, or you pay over the odds on the secondary market, you know. I don't know if Storm will change their attitude to that. If Storm Arena picks up, it becomes popular. And sort of go like, okay, we'll have to do reissues just to give everyone else a chance. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Plus, also bear in mind, once they've done with Street Fighter Alpha 3, they're going to do Darkstalkers. And those characters, some of those characters are big. That being said, I'll still buy them. I mean, just to put into context, like Storm Arena Sagat is cost me a little over £30 pre-order, and it's still cheaper than when I saw Sota Toys' I think it was 12 or 12-inch scale Sagat. It's the larger one that has the cloth shorts on. I saw that just as it was, loose, no accessories, being sold by Forbidden Planet International. So, you know, the other shop that's in Ireland, them guys at MCM Expo about 15, 16 years ago. That was £35 then. So, and I would say the articulation at the moment, things could change, or, you know, time wears on. But the articulation is a lot more reliable on the Storm, or the Jada figures, to be fair, than the Sota Toys figures. Those have those old school Marvel Legend hip joints. Which, if you own any old school Marvel Legends from Toy Biz, you know just how quickly it takes for those joints to become very, very loose. I mean, when I first opened Sota Toys' Birdie, that's a very awkward figure because he's got this huge torso, very long legs and weird feet. One of the hip joints was super loose right out of the box. So do I have Birdie here next to me? No. You know what I mean. Okay, so let's... Oh, same day, idiot. Okay, so that goes onto a toppy. Why did Meng feel the need to have them be all individual? This could have just been, these could have been just joined up pieces like that. It's not a very large kit, you know. But then I'm not a super fan of the film, so it doesn't really matter to me having, like, you know, it's not like I've gone over the film multiple times and that I'll be able to spot discrepancies in the details. So that's neither here nor there to me. What is it? Just, so you can get a better overview. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Look at that. Then we're going to have to put all the sides on. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Storm Arena. Yeah, now, looking back, actually, you know, I don't think maybe I didn't give enough credit to actually Storm improving their joints, because I had some of those early Storm collectible figures and they were not the best at standing. I mean, I said in the Sagat review, his toe bends were very loose. I had to give it several applications of that stuff you buy on eBay, Kiki, that you find out is really just watered down PVA glue. Does the job though. So all you're really paying for is the applicator that gets clogged up very quickly. And I'm going in. Come on. Oh, that's why. Like that. I've done some of these wrong. So I need to make sure they line up where there's that little hole is present. Oh, that was clever of me. It's no wonder they don't send me invites to Toy Fair anymore. With this level of model making. I'm pretty certain Ravel's still there. That guy at their stand, looking miserable as sin. Is this correct? No, this is not. That is that. It's not. Yeah, that's good. Okay, next please. Yeah, all the bits on C4 to go on. All of these, okay. I'll just cut off very simply. And I'll go that way. Yeah. Ooh. That was a worry. Yeah, I had to stay quiet during that bit because you want to be really, really careful because even though I've had these about a year and a bit, they're still razor sharp, and it really doesn't take much to hurt yourself. Now we have to go for the tedium of putting these in. Oh, wait a second, then I have to recheck the one I did do. I just want to make sure it's properly lined up. Oh, there we go. Is this the right? No, it's not. So I'm guessing a sort of axle or rod has to go through all of these, so if they're not lined up properly. This is just like the red frame, no, the Sengoku Astrate build, where I suddenly realized I made a terrible error midway through. At least this way, I stop it. So that lines up with the, yeah, that's better. Yeah, because not all of these have holes on them, you see. So on the other side, there's nothing. You want the piece that has no hole. So one has a hole, one side does not. Well, I'm not answering that. Is that the right one? Yeah. Let me just check these are all the right ones. I've done it. Yes. That side has a hole. This side should be closed off. Is that correct? Yeah. We've got 4. That's the whole side. Closed. Honestly, that Tay-Ray gun guy makes it look so much easier. But then he has a half decent camera setup. But I can't hear him for love nor money. Oh, this one fell apart. And you go. Here we go. So that's the problem with these instructions. They don't make anything specific. You just have to. They're not really telling you, like, make sure this is lined up and the whole bit is on that side. And you know, if they just label everything. You know, if you just label things, it'd be so much easier. You know, like that time you went up Kilburn High Road on a pair of Polaroids, eh, Derek? You know. I know that's the whole. See what the. Yeah, that's right, I suppose. That's the other side. Just this final bit. That's those. Thank God. Okay, so then. Okay, so they'll go on the side of the. You want to call it a tank, but it's not. It's a spice harvester. Just goes on pre. These are very small pins, so it's a precarious fit. It's tight, but they're going on. I mean, obviously later on I'll clean up the nub marks and put some wash, put some highlight. One day, I don't know. My usual frame of work is about, I don't know, 10 to 15 years. That's going okay. There's a bit of. Yeah. That's why I quite like the idea of those Blockies kits where they've just done most of the paint for you. All you've got to do is put the bits together and then just give it a basic wash, and that's as good as anything, really. Okay, put that bit on. And if I mess the kit up, I'll just say, oh, it's supposed to be like that. A sandworm ate it. Ooh. Careful. And that needs some adjusting. That is yeah, that's most of it. Yeah, that's most of it. Should say, for a fairly basic kit that costs less than a tenner, there is some very nice detail there. There's some very, you can make out some very solid panel lining there, very clean. I mean, it's the first Meng kit I've ever bought, so pretty good detail, I have to say. I know, what's that geezer at Tested? He was raving about their larger ornithopter, which actually I would like to get because I think that's the best thing in the movie. I really liked how they designed that to look like a real, like, practical piece of military kit. So it's B4. Okay, where's the B runner? Yes. Oh, that's over there. I'll put it up on a shelf. B4 is. Yes, the B4 goes at the front. Just cut that off. That needs a bit of trim. It's tricky that it goes along a weird seam line. Oh. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that right, that goes on the front. Okay, that's the front bit. And then we've got B3, which is yeah, sorry, I'm going out of camera. Just sometimes I have to bring the piece close up to my eye so I can see what I'm cutting into, so I don't mess it up. And also I have to inspect the box. Yeah, that way. Oh, it goes that way. Oh, you great divvy, Alex. B2 goes on that side. See, I've been spoiled by Bandai, their new instructions, where they actually give you some proper diagrams that show you, like, yeah, so then you have to turn the part over, otherwise you're putting it on the wrong part. Okay, so now we got the sides. Put that definitely now we've got put on a so C2 and C1. Okay. And that's this and that. So one lies on the bottom, literally. Okay, let's do a bit of trimming. Okay. You want to use a very delicate touch. Just let the knife do the work for you. And if it isn't doing the work for you, then it means the blade is blunted and you need a new one. Which is why I go by the adage of new kit, new blade every time, regardless of how little you used it previously. So cut off C2. Did that come off okay? Nope. See the stress mark? No. Yeah, that turned out all right. So we've got that on. It's a bit of an awkward foot, this. I wonder if I've not trimmed something properly. Doesn't really want to. Have I done it the wrong way around? Oop. Go on. Go on. Yeah. Right, I'm going to need a. Where is it? Is this? Yeah. I'm going to use my parts extractor tool for this one, just to be sure. Because it's not closing flush. So I don't like that at all. It's flush on this side, but even then, these little bits aren't going into each other, so that may have to be glued. It's pretty flush on this side, so that's weird. See if we can get in. Doubt it, but oh, wait a second. Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a little bit. It's a tiny amount. Perhaps. Well, let me just trim this bit down with a knife. I'll have to just. I need to look at that up close in case it. Yeah, a little bit of excess, but. That's anything weird enough. Perhaps that little tiny bit of excess was hurting it. Yeah. That's better. The parts going together a bit better, but they still don't want to push in. I just have to glue them. I just have to glue them to get it. Can't win them all. And then D3. So D3 must be this part that fell off. Well, it definitely needs trimming, so okay, but just whistle it down. Okay, that goes on. Or is it that way around? I guess it's that way around. Yes. And then B. Yeah, the C runners now. And so one last part on, yeah, B1. I guess that goes on the back. So that's that running now spent. That's all the runners. So this is almost complete. Well, not. Well, it's dry built or fitted rather. Ooh, pardon me. So that goes. I'll have to go by the illustration again to get an idea of. I really can't see it. How's it go? Yeah, okay. I guess that's okay. That's that bit. So let me trim this bit. Oh, that's gone in all right, yeah. And then the final bit is that's the front, and then the. That's the front part. I'm guessing. That's right. Yeah. That is that. That's your Dune spice harvester. So that's just that's that all built. You know, there are some stickers and markings. I'll put those later once I've put some, you know, trimmed up the mess and just it's not perfect. It's still, you know, so there will be some glue needed, especially for these pieces. But ultimately, you know, not a difficult kit, but you know, what can be a frustrating one. So, with that in mind, because I did make the fret, someone suggested it. Shall I do? Put that in there. This is where you keep the boxes, so you don't lose them. Oh, my knees. Right, here it is. Shall I do an unboxing right now? Because it's been lying on my shelf for about a year now. Do you want an opening of this? Let's make an adjustment here, bring it down. Here we go. Yeah. Shall I open it? Shall I? Yeah, why not? Right. Here we go. This is literally just due to the nature of how I review figures. Things get pushed to the back of you, as it were, when a new figure comes in. And just what happened is new figures kept arriving. So I never got around to opening this. But oh, look, look who was on the box art all this time. Stingor. Came out on Mattel Creations just a couple months ago. There's Huntara, I believe that is. There's Bo. There's you see that? Lucky. There's let's get you a bit more up. There's either Stondar or Rockon and his girlfriend. And one of them other snaky, is it a scorpion guy? Oh, he's got a horde. I don't know who that guy is. Well, anyways, let's open him. Or Ben. Or cut through the tape? No. I've become so weak in my old age. I can barely. Oh. Let's get an adjustment here. Adjustments. Yeah. So there's parts run out. Oh, there's all the parts run out. Those are all the pieces you get. So I'm going to have to use my everyday side cutters for this. I don't use. Never use your good side cutters for cutting through twisty ties and stuff. Just have a cheapo one. Oh, there's the instructions at the back. Probably telling us what we can do. So let's. It's like the old days of the unboxing videos when I just used to do a Twitch stream and then just upload it to YouTube. Oh, head's already off. Ooh. So put that back on. Let's just see if that was just. The problem I always had with, because I had the original Modulok as a child, but the problem was that the parts were always so stiff to remove and put back on. This is not super loose, but it's not very solid either. This is, yeah, it's okay. I mean, that's their weird looking heads. You can't say fairer than it. And that's his weird body. Let's see if he stands okay. Oh, that's odd. He can't. Maybe it's the joints because they've been turned in. They don't. They don't seem to want to bend, but don't. But they don't straighten out either. Look, see, they're at this sort of bend position. I try and push it out of the way. I let it go. See? So I don't know if these are, or they have a piece of. Maybe they had a piece of rubber stuck inside them. No, that's very odd. So because of that, he stands okay, but it's like at this sort of vintage style sort of squat position. I'll have to look into that, but the legs raise up okay. The arms, yeah. Hands, and of course you got the waist. That's weird. I've never experienced that with Origins before. That's okay. Yeah. Never like weird knee issues. That's not on that, but you will. It doesn't help that he has these very elongated neck, so that changes the weight distribution, but he will stand just very awkwardly. Okay, so there is a bit of paperwork telling you like there are certain joints that you can't swap out. So the hip joints at the actual hip pelvis part, that won't come off. So basically it's telling you not to remove the little ball jointed parts that are attached to Okay, so it's quite a few bits to snap off, so let me just put that there. Right, cut off the rest of the twisty ties. Ooh, they're not really twisty ties, but you know what I mean, the little plastic things you get on your bony socks. Okay. I think that's enough. That's all the bits. It's so it's very. I don't know. I'm worried about these joints. See, rotate finders in there, but not in the knee. That's worrying. I'll try and put a bit of a. I'm just wondering if it's. These are fairly. They're not loose, but they're not. But that's just. Oh, are these going okay? I just remember these being so difficult as a child. Okay, that goes on okay. We'll do. Look at that. They didn't let the paint fully dry when they shoved it into the packet. That's usually what that means. Ooh, and it really affects the balance. He does not like standing at all. Good. Okay, let's put the extra leg piece on, if I remember how this goes. Nope. Goes that way. We put the extra legs into. And that should be okay. Put another leg on. Actually, yeah, let me see what the knees are like on these. Oh, that didn't clip into place. That goes. Wow. Because yeah, they're a bit awkward because. But Well, this one barely bends at all. There's almost no clearance. There we go. Now that's in. That's very odd. Kind of, you kind of get the whole point of Origins where it's meant to be modern articulation. But now he stands much better, so we can output the piece. That goes into that, I guess. And no, that doesn't fit right. That doesn't go on that. Okay, so that fell. I'm finding the right. So I wonder if this will fit. Okay. Well, it does fit, but now it's got this awkward gap on it. But it will now stand. You can't say fairer than that, really. Oof. And of course, he has a two-part gun, which that's a very tight fit. That does go. We can have them. Yeah, those hands are going to be awkward, but it will fit into the regular. Sort of. So it's a bit of an awkward hold for the way these gripping hands can be sometimes, but it does hold. Actually, let's see what all the other arm limbs are like. Oh, there goes another. So these. Oh yeah, these. Oh yeah. Oh. It bend, but now it won't go back forward. There's a real. Yeah, there's like a bit of. It goes weird if you try. Let me try that again on camera so you can see. It goes. Oh, that's why, because it's the wrong way. But I get the sensation that when I bend it like that, it's not quite giving, so I feel like it might snap off. So I'm getting the impression like, oh wait, these legs are okay. These will straighten to a certain extent, but I think there's a part here that just stops them becoming fully straightened. But it does, but these do bend fine, at least. So I'm thinking, or I'm suspecting that these, this is really stiff as well, yeah. So let's do it live. This will go fast. We're going to put in a bit of. This is what I use for stuck joints. This is silicone shock oil. This is a lubricant for treadmills. And while I was looking up an issue with a Higher Toys figure, this exact product was recommended. So as we can see, it's like, oh, it gives eventually. It's really stiff. Let's try it on these other legs that don't really want to bend. But these do not want to give. All you need, if it's stuck like that, instead of just using hot water or hot air, I'm literally going to let's try and get as most clearance as I can. And literally that, just a drop, barely that even. And let that work into the joint a bit. I mean, the downside, it does make your fingers a bit greasy and the plastic a bit greasy, but it's not damaging it. So that should give us a little bit of. Yeah, you can see this is almost no clearance. Like, Normally on a joint, you see there's a little bit of, there'll be like a bit cut out that allows for the peg inside to rotate or turn. But it's just not doing that here. So we're gonna, this is a risk. Will it turn at all? Was this even, no. Is it just me that's experiencing this? I'm gonna have, it's been so long, I'll have to look up Pixel Dan's review. Yeah, that is bizarre. See, I really should have reviewed this when it came out. Gave it the... Oh, wait a second. These flipping joints have been put on the wrong way around. That's what it is. It's Swift Wind all over again. See? See how that has much more clearance than that one? That's the front. That's the back. I didn't need any oil at all. See? Now it bends. They've all been put on wrong. So that's why these joints are weird. See? We'll see the back, and then let's turn it around. I know that is actually front. So then you know these ones are bad. They really don't turn. Okay, let's try the oil on these then. But see, this is why my review takes so long. Obviously, this took a year, but like an actual written review, like it would take a week at least, because I'm going through everything that and every problem I come across, and I try to solve it. I try to actually, like, you know, proper experience the figure and the characteristics. Let's just settle in a bit. This really isn't ideal, but we just let it. There you go. See, it does, but eventually it's got to let it work its way in, and then it's way too stiff. Now it's going. But you see how quick that was? Didn't have to boil a kettle. Didn't have to get a hairdryer out and risk damaging the plastic or burning it. Just there we go. So we'll do the same with this other joint. See, that's not to say you can't do hot water. I mean, that does work, but with this Higher Toys figure I had, I kept using hot water, I kept using a hairdryer. Nothing worked. Her shoulder joint was completely stuck. Maybe a tiny bit. Come on. Oh, I've not taken the top off. That's why. I was thinking nothing's coming out. Ooh. That was more than enough. I'll actually make it too loose. But let me just let that settle down when I pick up this joint I knocked off. Oh, my back. Oh, I'm 46. Pardon me again. All right. See, this is all part of it. This is the heavy lifting part of. There we go. See? Now it's, yeah, see. And now the oil starts working to the joint. And you just work it in. You just work it in. It still doesn't want to go forward, though. That's the problem. But yeah, that was a lot better, you see. That's how we do it. But I wanted to try something, because there's another character in Origins that you can take the legs off of. Too bad. So let's see if his legs will go. Because I'm curious. Okay, let's oh, that was stupid. Okay. They look like they fit. I mean, let's give it a try. Oh, wait. No. No, the joint will fit. But if you can see, the socket on 2 bad leg is just too big. It doesn't. It won't stay in. So I wonder. I wonder if it'll go into one of these things. No, because they're too small. So maybe we had the thing with the. Yeah, even these extra like neck. Yeah, that's a shame. I was hoping that 2 Baz legs would go, but of course you can still. I mean, you should be able to. I mean, it's designed to. Let me just see. Yeah. Yeah, that's going a treat. And of course, because it's Origins, you know. We can just. So that's all right. We can put another arm in. Ooh. Ah, so that's what these things must be. These must be for going into the arm socket. Or shoulder socket, rather. And then we put, I don't know. First one of these things. Yeah. Oh, no, maybe not. And these should fit, right? Yeah, they do. You just have to give it a tug. And then it's like a. Okay, will this go in? Yeah. And then we've got another arm. Look at that. See, you can mix and match these all you want, really. So that's all right. Yeah. That's pretty good. But yeah, so it's a pretty decent figure. Again, I got this over a year ago, nearly from a Smith's toy shop for about £34. I would say that's about what it's worth. I wouldn't, you know, because you could almost, you know, if you look hard enough, you could try and get loose versions of the original, but I imagine the original is a lot more problematic to put together to this. I don't know. But yeah, what comes apart? This torso is held with one of these joints as well, so you can, you know. So I'm guessing like this. So that's annoying. You can't put like. I thought maybe you could put other things in there. So shouldn't you be able to like make it like that? Well, you could have 6 legs if you wanted to. So what bit goes in for that, I wonder? Does that fit? Let's see. Nope. So maybe this does. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe this barbell joint goes in either end if we really give it a push. I'm going to have to do this off camera, see if it goes in. And, oh, wait. Yeah, if you really work it in, yeah. But obviously you can only use all the legs that he comes with. Any other characters that happens to have removable legs, I guess they won't not compatible with this. Which is a bit of a shame, but you know, you think about potentially if you've got lots of Origins or cartoon collection figures, how many parts you can swap around with, then you can create all sorts of crazy characters, I suppose. And maybe it can actually stand. But again, not with that extra tail. So that's Origins Modulok on top of the Spice Harvester from Meng. And that's the end of the stream for now. God have mercy on us all.